I saw this video today of a white woman who was charged with assault and battery after she slapped a black combat veteran who was holding an anti-Trump sign. And two things came to mind. First, mind your own damn business. Second, when Timu Paula Deen tried to tell this black man that Trump isn't racist and Republicans free the slaves, I had to roll my eyes.
Republicans help black people. They stop slavery. You the Confederacy chick. Look at her, man.
Black people don't need white people to teach us about the history of racism in America. We've lived it. Yes, Lincoln was a Republican 160 years ago, before light bulbs, telephones, automobiles, and airplanes. We already knew that, Karen. But did you know that Lincoln was a white supremacist? Did you know that he paid reparations to white enslavers? Did you know that the Emancipation Proclamation was a war measure that only freed the slaves in places where Lincoln had no control? I'm sure you didn't because you watched Fox News instead of reading a book. But history is more complicated than your facile little dime store talking points. Yes, Lincoln deserves credit for saving the Union, but if your best argument for your party is that they did something good for black people 160 years ago, you're losing the plot. Black people are not stupid. We're not stuck on a Democratic plantation. We know how the parties change. We know that Republicans abandoned black people in 1877, 12 years after Lincoln was assassinated, when they struck a deal with racist Democrats to abandon black people in the South. But the GOP kept living off that Lincoln legend. Even my own great-great-grandfather was the chair of the Florida State Republican Convention in 1912. Because back then, Republicans at least pretended to care about helping black people. But in 1964, they nominated Barry Goldwater for president, a man who voted against the Civil Rights Act. And it was a Democratic president, Lyndon Johnson, who signed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. And to be honest, he was kind of racist too. But that was the moment when the parties switched roles, when the racist white people in the Democratic Party started fleeing to the Republicans. And since 1964, no Democratic candidate for president has ever won the white vote. The majority of white voters did not support Barack Obama in either of his elections, but they did vote for Donald Trump. And now Republicans support the very two things that Lincoln fought against: insurrection and the Confederacy. Just this week, Trump put up a statue of racist Confederate General Albert Pike in Washington, D.C. Let me be clear. Democrats used to be racist as hell until the 1960s, and some still are. But now the Republicans are the racist party. The common denominator is not a political party, it's racist white people. Wherever they go, they're the problem.